Yo, what is up folks, and welcome back to F1 2021, where today we are going to be continuing with the long-awaited Breaking Point story mode. So in the last episode, we actually finished up with chapter 3, where we were at France and we had to do a full race from start to finish. Let's get on to chapter 4, the British Grand Prix, taking part 2 weeks later. Let's get into it and see what's in store for us. So here we have our usual dashboard. We've got the news that Alonso is making a comeback. That is nice to see. And yes, we do have Silverstone next. And we are getting a call. Let's listen in.
Hello?
Hello, mate.
Who is this?
Oh, come on, keep up. It's Devon.
Butler?
The very same.
How did you get this number?
It doesn't really matter. Listen. I just wanted to pass on a bit of friendly advice.
Oh.
Now, it's always tricky racing on your home track. The pressure, all the fans watching, it's a nightmare.
Right, yeah. I imagine it is.
But if you keep your cool, you stay focused, you will get through it, okay? Just imagine it's a different circuit on the other side of the planet. Then, when your race does fall apart, it'll be a lot easier to deal with.
Yeah, great advice.
I knew you'd think so. Anyway, good luck out there today. Just try and make it to the end, huh? Ta-ta!
Yeah, good luck to you too. I'll see you later.
Alright, so that was just another toxic call from Devon Butler. I think he just thrives on toxicity. Yeah, I wonder what he gets out of it. But yeah, that was just Devon Butler giving us some unhelpful advice. Now coming onto our social, let's just go through this one time to see what's here. And yep, this does get updated after every race, so that's nice to see. Alright, so coming onto our emails, we have our first email here from Brian Doyle, just letting us know that we have a few magazines who want to talk to us. And yep, alright, let's get on to our next one from Jeff, our race engineer, telling us about the weather. So looks like the race at Silverstone is going to be dry throughout, qualifying as well as the race. Just confirming it with the weather forecast here. Next up, we've got an email from our PA letting us know that she is with our mum. That is nice to hear. And lastly, we have an email from Colin Perry telling us that, yeah, reaching out to us from trackside. So we'll see if we actually get to an interview with him later on. It's going to be interesting to see if we do. Alright, so that has been the emails, and without further ado, let's just go and jump straight into the race of Chapter 4 of Breaking Point, the British Grand Prix. Let's go. Alright, so here we are at the British Grand Prix, currently on lap 6 of 13, but we do have a front right puncher. We can see the difference in the graphics from last year's game to this year's game. The puncher looking a lot more realistic here. That is very nice to see. And you just saw us sliding into the pit entry, trying to not overspeed. But yeah, the objective here is to get in the pits and change our tires. Let's see what it updates to after this. Getting a 1.9 pit stop. That is nice to see. And the updated objective for today is to finish in the points. So that is 10th or above. So let's see where we actually come out here in the pits. Losing the back end a little bit on exit there, putting the throttle down. And we are in 16th place on lap 7. So we've got about 7 laps remaining to climb our way back up to 10th. One good thing is we are on the softs, so that is going to give us a little bit of pace advantage. So we are going to milk that as much as we can. Taking that traditional V line here to get a good exit as we approach Cops Corner. So we've got Ricardo ahead of us in 15th place, so we are going to try and get past him as fast as we can. Approaching Maggots and Beckett's. Now I personally do lose a lot of time here. It's not easy to get the line perfect, so it's going to take a little bit more practice in this game to eventually get it. But nevertheless, we do manage to close in on the guys up ahead as Ricardo makes a move on Giovinazzi and goes ahead. So now Giovinazzi is in 15th place, we are 16th, and we are already within DRS range, so that is going to help us as we come to the next DRS zone. Till then, we are just going to bide our time and get as close as we can to the car ahead. These soft tires really playing a very big part here. As we shoot down the inside of Giovinazzi, try and hug the apex, but we go a little bit deep, but we do not block Giovinazzi in any way. So that is, well, that was okay. Coming onto the straight, we do have DRS. We are going to try and close in on Ricardo as much as we can. Hugging the apex, then taking the traditional V, going a bit more deeper this time round. Trying to get a good exit on the old pit straight. Approaching Cops Corner. As far as I know, in this game, there is no real way to take that corner flat out. You could in 2020, but not in 2021, so yeah, maybe with different setups and stuff, it could be possible later on once we play around with it a little bit, but as of now, I have not found a way to take it flat out as we approach Ricardo on the back with our DRS and we go around the outside, leaving him enough space because we do not want to take him out, and we are ahead of Ricardo up into 14th place, and we've got Ackerman next, our teammate, who is trailing Sebastian Vettel. So far we have been making pretty good progress, setting a purple third sector. So we are within DRS range of Ackerman, but Ackerman is also within DRS range of Vettel, so we are going to see if we can make a move. It's all going to come down to whether or not we get a good exit, and somewhat similar to Ackerman, but we do get a better exit using the slipstream and DRS going to the inside. And we are going to try and make a move stick on Ackerman. We go a bit deep and understeer slightly, but yeah, Ackerman does back out of that a little bit. Probably won't see that happening in real life though. Yeah, probably not the safest of overtakes, not the cleanest, but we do make it stick. But let's just work on getting past Vettel next, who is in 12th place, going through Maggots and Beckett's. As yeah, we do lose time to the AI through Maggots and Beckett's, but no matter, we are going to use the help of DRS and ERS to get past Vettel. Going to the inside. The soft tire is currently no match for the hards to put the traction down, and we are ahead of Sebastian Vettel. Currently approaching the end of lap 9, going to be starting lap 10, and we've got Albon and Butler in 11th and 10th respectively. So Albon is currently about 2.8 seconds in front of us, so we are going to have to use this lap to close in as hard and as fast as we can. Coming through Village. trying to get a good exit as possible to be able to put the throttle down and gain as much time as we can. Missing the apex there slightly, but no matter. Taking the traditional V, a bit more broader this time, so we do not get as good an exit as we did before, but we are going to push on. Coming through Cobb's Corner, going a little bit wide this time, so I had to back out ever so slightly from the throttle to avoid just going out. Coming through Magazine Beckett's here. As we get on the grass, and yeah, I do manage to hold it together. At times like that, you want to feather the throttle just a little bit. Don't just slam it down, because there is a risk of you losing the back end. Especially on the curbs in this game. Compared to last year's, the 2021 curbs are a lot more ruthless. You can just lose the back end really easily on these new curbs, making it more realistic, so more fun, as we do set the fastest lap of the race, setting green sectors all around, so that is a very even pace. As we are now within DRS range of Butler, who has been overtaken by Albon. Locking the front left just a tad bit, but coming onto the straight, we are going to get our DRS on, but I do not think we are close enough to make a move, but we are going to just stick in the slipstream of Butler, setting a purple first sector, going to approach this corner a little bit wide to try and get a better exit out of the corner, and we do get a better exit than Butler, approaching him already that fast, and getting past him on the old pit straight. Approaching Cobb's Corner right behind Albon, who is in 10th place, and that is our objective. Coming onto Magazine Beckett's, we are going to try and stick onto Albon, but as you can see, again, we do lose time to the AI. Yep, but we are going to push on, and we are going to get DRS, so that is an advantage for us. Setting a green second sector. Go to the inside of Albon, and we are past Alex Albon. Sticking it to the apex to try and make the move as clean as possible. And on lap 11 of this race, we have completed our objective. And here we can see Kvyat is about 2.5 seconds ahead, so you know what, we're just going to try for him. Another lap, 2 laps remaining, so we are going to just push as hard as we can, as we do set another fastest lap, a 1:29.7. Coming through Village, carrying a decent amount of speed through those corners, so that was very impressive compared to the previous laps. So yeah, with Breaking Point, one thing I've noticed is that they have made the point from where you start to the point where you reach the objective is a little bit easier compared to the point after the objective. Like, the AI are a lot tougher after the objective compared to before, and I've seen that with all the chapters that I've played so far. So yeah, which is actually fun. Coming through Magazine Beckett's, and at, well, the exit of Magazine Beckett's, we are 2.2 seconds behind Kvyat. So we are going to bank on setting a blistering third sector to be able to bring the lap time, to be able to bring the distance to Kvyat down. Trying to punch the throttle on the way out. See the delta just coming down towards Kvyat. The gap now down to about 1.5 seconds. So let's see if we can push and get these next 3 tenths to get within the DRS range of Kvyat. And I don't think it's possible. Nope, we do not. So on the final lap, we are not within DRS range of Kvyat on the first DRS straight. But we are going to keep pushing as I lock up the front left ever so slightly. So losing a little bit of time, but we do manage to get within DRS range. But unfortunately, we do not get DRS on the straight. So we are going to bide our time and wait for the next DRS straight. Approaching the old pit straight here. 3 tenths behind Kvyat. Trying to take it as clean as possible through Cobb's Corner. gaining a bit of time on Kvyat, so that's good, but we know we're going to lose it in Maggots and Beckett's. And yep, we do. So we are going to bank on the DRS to help us out on the next straight to get past Kvyat. So we are going to dump all our ARS, help of DRS, and try and make it stick. Using the slipstream, going to the inside, and we are past Kvyat. Apologies for the jump there. PS4 screen capture doing nobody any good. But yep, going, well, just a little bit deep, but managing to hold it straight. And we come across the checkered flag, the finish line, in 9th place for Chapter 4 of Breaking Point, the British Grand Prix. That was fun.
Plenty of action here at Silverstone. It was a memorable race, and what an impressive victory. What a race for young Aiden Jackson. If he can keep this up, he's got a long, promising career in front of him.
Absolutely. He'd have been gutted about that puncture. Imagine what kind of challenge he'd have been able to make without it. You've got to give it to him though. He gritted his teeth and pulled it back. Great driving.
Now whisper it quietly, but things seem to be on the up for Racing Point's Aiden Jackson. One to watch. So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot. A well-earned victory for Mercedes.
Alright, so there we have it. That was Chapter 4. So we have some news articles here. The roundup at Silverstone talking about, well, our drive. And I do believe we are about to get a phone call. So let's just listen in and see what's in store for us.
Brian,
Well, someone's the hot topic in the press room.
what do you mean?
Oh, come on. There's no need to be so modest.
What are you on about, Brian?
Oh, after that puncture, everyone thought you'd lost it. But to pull it back and into the points, it's all anyone's talking about.
Well, I'm glad the press is starting to take notice.
Oh, get used to it. They put a bunch of interviews in your diary for tomorrow. It's why I was calling.
Right, thanks for letting me know.
So don't celebrate too hard tonight, eh?
Yeah, alright, Brian. Don't worry. I'm only going to see my mum.
Right. Well, each to their own.
See you later, Brian.
Right, so some really nice words from Brian. That is really nice to hear. So let's just continue on. And yeah, that is our news section. Let's get on to our socials. This does get updated after every race, so let's just run through them once and see what's in store for us here. Basically talking about our performance at Silverstone, how we managed to come back or climb our way back into the points after having that front right puncher. Okay, so coming onto our emails, we have the first one from Otmar, the team principal at Racing Point, just talking to us about the race and about the whole situation where we had the front right tire blowout. So that's nice to see him commenting on that. And next up, we've got an email from RPA letting us know that she'll bring her mom around. So that is all we have for our emails right now. So Chapter 4 of Breaking Point at Silverstone has been a relatively minor chapter. We just fought back after a tire blowout, so that has been the objective of Chapter 4. So guys, that has been today's video. If you have liked it, please do give a like. Do comment down below what other F1 2021 content you would like to see. and do consider subscribing to the channel. It would really help me out. So take care, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.